All right, so welcome. I'm Nancy Gutierrez. I'm the Parent Community Coordinator for Torrance Unified School District.
And I'm Nettie Laiolo, Coordinator of Psychology and Counseling for Torrance Unified School District. Thank you for joining us.
So we just wanted to provide a short presentation to parents about winter wellness. We know it's been a strange year. So we wanted to provide you with some information on kind of managing our stress during this difficult time of the year, sometime for all of us, even in normal circumstances. So despite COVID, providing you some resources that you might be able to deal with wellness during this time of the year. So we wanted to give you some advice, a short information session so that you can figure out some tips for yourself. So the first thing, obviously, is something that we think of maybe on normal times, but during the holidays sometimes can be difficult to focus on. So we do have an important tip to remember, that if you want to think about during the holidays, even if it's little things that you can focus on, but to take care of your body, right? It doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to go on a diet. I know it's difficult for me, especially even during the holidays with such yummy foods around. And especially now, because there aren't as many other activities to partake in, food seems to be the only thing left, right? So even if it's just some things that we remember to take care of our body, some tips are to meditate, focus on balancing our meals. So not necessarily cutting back, but being able to balance some of the foods, all the rich foods that we're eating, with some also yummy fruits and vegetables as well. It's always important to take time to breathe. That's something I remind myself of all the time when I'm stressed out, is I always have to tell myself, breathe, just relax. So I think breathing can definitely help. Exercise in any way. So a lot of times when we think about exercise, we think about jogging or strenuous things, but it doesn't have to be. It could be something calming. So that's why we chose this image of yoga. It could be yoga. It doesn't have to be yoga. It could be just walk.
Dancing.
Yes, dancing, exactly. So anything that gets you moving is helpful. Also, aside from that, we want you to stay safe and ensure, like we said, that you're staying healthy in a lot of different ways. So that's one of the things you could do. And also during this time, it's really important to take time to unwind, right? So we do have a lot of screen time nowadays that we may be involved in. So it may be helpful to take some time to unwind, just even if it's just a few minutes, right? So we have on our slide some pets on there that might be helpful to help you unwind, get away from our screens, get away from TV and other objects or media and things, so that we can get moving around and focus on the little things. So there's a little cat and a little dog poking out there, which can be helpful. Music, if you like musical instruments, or just taking a nap, kind of like this guy that's lounging there. Just a few minutes a day to kind of rest your eyes and your mind. So that can be very helpful. Also, a really big tip that we can offer you is take a break from the news, right? I'm not saying you don't have to watch the news ever. It's important for us to stay up to date and to know what's going on. But it's important that we realize that sometimes information can cause us to feel overloaded, right? So getting too much information all the time can often make us upset or not, depending on our bodies and our minds and what's going on in our life. So if we can take some time to be away from it, that's helpful to kind of switch off the screens for a little while, or the TV, and read a book or do something like this young lady is doing here, knitting, which I am horrible at, but I know that there are a lot of people that are very good at those type of things. It could be crafting, it could be cooking, it could be drawing or reading, as I mentioned. So a lot of things you could do just to take some time away from the news, because I know there's a lot of news going on out there, but once in a while it can be helpful to be consciously taking a moment away from that. And of course, some tips that are important, even though we can't physically be together, or close, we can still connect with family members and friends. And we want to remind you to continue connecting with other people. Talk to the people you trust like you would normally about how you're feeling, and check on your loved ones, right? It's important that we check on them to see how they're doing, to see that they're not stressed, and so that we all know that we're not alone. So it can be really helpful at this time to kind of reach out. So even though we're not physically together, we can still check on each other emotionally. And even if it's a matter of teaching some of our relatives who are not as comfortable with the technology, we are lucky that unfortunately this is happening, but that it's happening during the time that we do have the technology to keep us connected. So that's one other tip that we can share with you. Also, the next, let's see, there we go. Aside from looking after ourselves, it's important to be aware of those real risks. So we just wanted to remind you that, of course, we know that there are real risks out there. So we want you to be aware of the risks out there so that you can protect yourself and your loved ones. So we wanted to recommend that sometimes what can help us is to concentrate on things that we can control, right? We can't control everything. Can't control when the vaccine is coming out or who's going to get it or how it's going to be distributed, or what's going on with school or work or a lot of other things in the world, but we can plan and prepare. So we can get recent information about the virus from trusted resources, public officials and departments. Create a list of important organizations or providers in case of emergencies. Choose a designated room that can be used for quarantine if necessary for our family members if anything does happen. Have supplies at home if you need them. And I will hand it off to Nettie for the next portion of our presentation.
Thank you so much. And we're all collectively experience the impact of COVID right now, and many of us are feeling a lot of stress. So the question is, what can we do about it? Like Nancy said, being prepared can really help with our stress levels. But here's another thing we can do, and that is self-care. We have to remember to put our oxygen mask on first. It's just like that little video or that little demonstration on the plane. Put your face mask on first before you put it on somebody else. And the most important ingredient for healthy kids is a healthy caregiver. And so we have right here, we see that the types of self-care can be broken down into 6 types or 8 types. These ones are great. We've got, like Nancy spoke about earlier on, about the physical, nutrition, exercise, sleep. One of the best things you can do for yourself is get a good night's rest. That is one of the most important things for overall health and wellness and well-being. Also, mental stuff, mental self-care would be mindfulness, self-talk, therapy if it's needed. Emotional self-care, gratitude goes a very long way. A practice of gratitude has very positive effects. Triggers, journaling. Spiritual, that could be meditating, mindfulness, nature, yoga. If you're religious, it can involve prayer as well. Then we have intellectual self-care, reading, learning, hobbies. Environmental self-care, keeping the environment safe and clean. Financial self-care, budgeting and saving. And then social self-care, boundaries and connection. One of the important things to remember is, I know they talk about social distancing. I prefer the term physically distant. And the reason for that is because we want to remember not to be socially distant. We have to be physically distant, but we still need to stay socially connected. The other thing that we think about with self-care too is that some of it can be daily, some of it can be weekly, some of it can be monthly, some of it can be seasonally or annually. I mean, I know for me, monthly massage is wonderful. Can't say I've gone and gotten one since COVID, but that is a wonderful self-care technique that is probably more monthly, right? Daily can be writing in a gratitude journal. One of the things, like here we have this great self-care plan. If you look at it, it's a stress management plan. And one of the things is we already know a lot of the tools that work for us. We just probably don't always think about it, right? And that's why I like the self-care plan here, because it allows us to really sit down and come up with a plan based on the things we already know work for us. So first of all, you would start with the last time you were really stressed was, right? Signs that I was stressed. That way it helps you to recognize when you're starting to become stressed or overwhelmed. my best strategy to deal with stress. For some people, it might be taking a walk. For some people, it might be calling a friend. For some people, it might be going for a jog. Your backup strategy, let's say it's raining and you don't want to run in the rain. What is your backup strategy? Your support system. This is very important when we talk about the social connection as well. And that's your support system. So is it your sister? Is it your spouse? Is it your cousin, your mother, you know, other parents? Who are your support system that you can rely on? And then the other thing we don't want to forget about is looking at the root cause of the stress was, because can we prevent some of the stress? Can we reduce some of the stress even without the self-care piece, right? What can we do to prevent the stress or prevent the rise in stress to begin with? Nancy, are you able to click on the guide, please? Another thing we wanted to show you is the California Surgeon General created a wonderful stress relief guide for COVID-19. So Nancy's going to take us there. It's the California Surgeon General's playbook, stress relief for caregivers and kids during COVID-19. I just wanted to point out something that I really like about it. Oh.
So it's in the chat box, and then I will try and take us there. Let's see if it works. Hold on just 1 second. Oops. No, didn't want to work. It's not cooperating with me. It takes me to a different screen. Let me unshare. There you go. Do you guys see it?
What I did is I want the other one, if that's okay. That's because there's two of them, guys, actually. There's one that's more geared towards you personally, which is let me get the exact title, the one that we just had up, which is the California Surgeon General's Playbook Stress Relief During COVID-19. That's a good resource as well. But I wanted to highlight really quickly the one that is for parents and caregivers that is more geared towards the family in general.
Was it the second link?
Yeah.
Okay. Here is the other one.
Thank you. And one of the things that I like about it is we're going to show you, well, I'll show you the way to come up with a plan. They also have ideas for plans as well. But the way they break down stress busting strategies is they break them down into 6 areas: balanced nutrition, mindfulness practices, physical activity, quality sleep. There's that sleep again. Supportive relationships, and mental health care. That's the other one as well. And so what they do is they break down the stress busting areas. And one of the things we want to remember too is that building a routine for your family and maintaining a routine, especially when there's so much uncertainty out there, is one of the best things you can do for yourself and for your families. And especially because, you know, uncertainty tends to create stress and anxiety, and not just kids, but in everyone. And so maintaining a routine is one of the best things, other than that wonderful, good quality night's sleep. Maintaining routines is a wonderful thing that can help with reducing stress and anxiety. Nancy, if you can please scroll down to the self-care template for kids, that would be wonderful.
There you go.
Right there. Thank you so much. And what I like about this too is it gives you ways that you can create your own self-care template for your kids, for yourself, and or for your family. And what's great is it says, okay, how are we doing with supportive relationships? Not only does it give you ideas, so you can just check off if that's something you want to try, or you can put in your own goal of stuff you guys already know works for you or stuff you think will be great. Then they get into exercise, right? And so they have a bunch of options for that, or you can create your own goal in that area. Nutrition, we've set a goal of, and you can check or you can add. Sleep, there we go again. Making me want a nap. Then we have sleep. You can set certain goals. One of the great things about it too is it can be something as simple as just making sure everyone turns off their screens 30 minutes before bedtime, and that can give a great impact on your sleep. Mindfulness, so we're looking at writing out lists of things you're grateful for. Mental health, talking to your family about mental health. You can create your own goal. And then, of course, there's self-care, making a plan for what to do when you're feeling stressed out or overwhelmed. And I don't want you to feel like you have to do all this at once, because that's then going to be overwhelming and causing more stress and anxiety. I think I just wanted to point out that it could be something so simple, right? Something where it doesn't take much time to turn or put your screens down 30 minutes before bedtime. That takes no time at all. And it can have a great impact on you. So I just wanted to point those things out for you. Nancy, if we can please go to the next slide, please.
All right. Just 1 second. Let me switch screens again.
And also we want to talk about preventative action, right? So part of the stress is the uncertainty, right? So what can we do to be proactive? And another piece is not only the uncertainty, but the lack of control, right? We feel a lot of lack of control with what's going on right now. And one thing that can help with that and help us to feel like we're getting back a little bit of control is by taking preventative action. So that's such things as washing your hands frequently, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, letting your family members who are sick or have underlying issues stay at home and away from the office, school, or crowded places. We can cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue, then throw the tissue in the trash. I would say then disinfect your hands. Then a little a hand sanitizer. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces, and stay indoors as much as you can and wear a face mask if you ever need to go outside. And then here we go, talking about staying in touch. Again, I like to say physically distance, not socially distant. And actually, that's one other thing that I really like about the Surgeon General's playbook. They say physically distant, not socially distant. Physically distant, we want to stay socially connected. So stay informed about the local outbreak situation, right? If you know that there's bigger numbers in some areas, you're probably going to avoid those areas. Notify your work or school if your schedule or arrangements need to change. If you live alone, ask family, friends, and healthcare providers to check on you during the outbreak. It can also be, you can also feel better if you're checking in on other people, right? So it's not just about asking them to check in on you, but it's also great to check in on other people as well. Stay in touch with family and friends with chronic medical conditions as well. And take care of your household's emotional health. Outbreaks are stressful for both adults and children. And one thing I want to just remind everyone, we are still in this crisis, right? We've been in this COVID world since, February, March, it really started hitting the news, I would say end of January, February. And then our first stay-at-home orders were back in March. And so it's been a while. And so we are still in this constant crisis state. And so we want to remember that, some of you may have heard the term COVID fatigue. Some people talk about COVID fatigue. Well, that's just naturally being tired and exhausted from everything. And that's natural when we're in the middle of a crisis. So outbreaks are stressful for both adults and children. Children may respond differently to stressful situations. Talk with your children and answer their questions. That's one of the best things you can do. And that's just use facts, right? Just simple facts. If they say, what can I do? And you say, wash your hands, wear a mask, right? Why can't I go see grandma? Well, maybe we're not seeing grandma right now because we're worried about getting her sick. I don't know, right? Let them voice out their fears and worries. That's one of the important things, is letting them know that you're there to listen, right? And letting them to express what their fears and worries are. Sometimes what happens in situations of a crisis or situations like this is that some of their fears and worries are unsubstantiated, right? Meaning it's okay. We don't mean that they don't feel it. They absolutely feel it. But sometimes some of their fears and worries are alleviated just by giving them the facts, because their brain has gone to a whole nother place, right? And sometimes it's just as simple as saying, well, yes, if we wash our hands, then we can keep ourselves safe. If we wipe down the surfaces in the home on a regular basis, we help keep ourselves safe. And practice meditation as a whole unit. That can help a lot as well. Next slide, please. So the situation may be overwhelming, but coping with stress will make you, the people you care about, and your community stronger. And we are in a very stressful situation. You may learn new ways to help reduce your stress, and that is a positive. So we want to take a moment now and
Did you want me to move to the next
slide, please? Sorry.
It's okay. Oops. It doesn't want to move. There you go.
Okay. So just like we were talking about planning, right? And plans, we want to take a moment and talk about some of our happiest memories from childhood. So most happy memories don't necessarily involve elaborate or expensive things. And so when we are at home a lot more often, right, as we are right now, let's think about your experiences in your childhood and what your happiest memories were from childhood. And if anyone would like to share, please share. It's often the small things. And for some people, a positive of this time may be spending more time with family because they've had more time to spend with family in their immediate family.
So I think we just wanted to take this moment to make you think about what creates good memories, so that we could focus on maybe realizing that it's not something elaborate or expensive, like Nettie mentioned, right? So despite us being in this weird situation, happy memories can be made. And a lot of times, those memories that we remember as being the happiest are made of things that are not tangible, and they can be had in any circumstance.
So I know for me, some of my fondest memories involve, cooking with family, and that's something that that can still be done. And, although we're in this, scary and stressful situation, there are still these times and moments and opportunities for us to create happy memories for ourselves and for our children. And there are other activities you can do from home as well to help create other happy memories.
So we just wanted to provide you with some information at this time, because we know it can be a happy time because of the holidays, but also a little bit stressful because everything is modified and there are a lot of things going on in the world right now. And so we just wanted to give you some ideas as to what are some things you might be able to do with your friends or family, your children, to be able to still make this a special time of the year. But also to do it in a safe way, keeping in mind what's going on in the world right now. So some easy activities at the top that we don't need too much, that we could just do at home, right? Have a movie marathon for a specific theme.
Netflix and chill.
Yes, you could pick a type of movie that your family or your kids enjoy. You could have a spa day at home for everyone. So Nettie mentioned massages. You could try and do masks, massages.
Yes, I actually found, just a funny note, over Thanksgiving break, I found a wonderful homemade lip scrub that I was able to make at home.
There you go. There are a lot
of recipes for homemade masks.
Yes. Yes, even I've seen on television, some celebrities have been sharing on different shows, things you can do at home to do that, modified spa day at home for your friends or your family. Also, a cool idea might be making a family scrapbook. I know some of, going back to the activity we just did, one of my favorite memories is having to do a school project about our family history and talking to my mom about, where she came from and all of those things. And doing that can bring out a lot of nice conversations with your kids to talk about your family lineage and where you guys grew up and activities. It can help your kids kind of realize that you were a kid once too, and what you went through. It can be very neat to do. And also ends up being a great keepsake for your family. So the rest of the ones we have here in the PowerPoint are activities that are online or in person that you might be able to participate in. So Beach Cities Health District is a great website that is for all of the beach cities here in the South Bay. And they have a lot of great virtual online activities, especially now at this time of the year. The link is to their online calendar that you can go to. And you can see if you want to participate in any of them. There is also, if you are from the area, you may already know, but there's an area in Torrance called Candy Cane Lane or Sleepy Hollow, depending on what you have heard, and they have a lot of holiday lights. So you could participate in that to show your children. Obviously, it's a drive-through area that you can go through safely with your family. The Rhodium is doing drive-in movie nights, which are great. Also, the city of Torrance is doing letters to Santa. So you could have your kids participate and write letters to Santa and send them to the city of Torrance. So if you click there, you can click on where to send in the letters. The South Coast Botanical Gardens is actually doing two different types of activities, one during the day and one in the evening. The daytime one is Find the Elf in the Garden. So it's fun for little kids to be able to look for that elf on the shelf in different activities in the garden. And also they're doing a nighttime activity where it's called Glow, where they're putting up lights in the garden so that you can see everything lit up at night, which will be nice as well for the holidays. They're having a holiday decorating contest for Light Up the Beach Cities, which is actually to enter, you pay a small fee, I believe, and they're raising money for the aquarium in Redondo Beach. And so you can enter and win prizes. So it's great fun for the family to maybe participate in. Also, the next few are like community activities, but they're virtual. So the Torrance Theater Company is doing plays at home. There is a Dickens Fair at home, which has a lot of like singing and different activities that families can participate in. The Los Angeles Ballet has different types of activities. They have free virtual ballet classes that are available, I believe. It's once a month, possibly even more regularly. They also have a great Clara's Nutcracker Tea Party, which you can participate in as a party. So you could buy a big box and it comes with a box of like tea, snacks and different things to participate in, or individually as a family, depending on what you want to do. And they have virtual interactive activities that you could participate in. And the Velveteen Rabbit is a presentation by the Contemporary Dance Company online, so that you could share with your kids or your family. And the City of Torrance also has a great calendar of events that you can always look at, so that the libraries and the rec department, they list all of their activities there as well. They have great monthly activities, not just for the holidays, but you're welcome to check that out at any time to see what activities might be good for you or your family or your children. For continued participation, so that we don't feel like we're socially distant from our community as well. So those are some activities as our kids are going to be heading off soon for holiday winter break. So we wanted to provide you all of those links. They're all clickable links, and we will post this on the website as well so that you can access them at any time. And as well, we wanted to make sure that we didn't leave without giving you some information about our new programs that are launching within Torrance Unified. So we have a great opportunity, despite the situation, to perhaps load a new resource into our district. So what we were able to do is start a virtual wellness center for Torrance Unified. So if you click on the Torrance Unified School District website, then you can maneuver to their link. Let's see if technology agrees with me. I will give it a shot and see if it works. Do you guys see the website?
No.
Oh, darn, it went to the wrong thing. Okay, boo. So I will have to test that out later, but I just wanted to let you know that if you click on the link at the Virtual Wellness Center, it will take you to the main TUSD website. If you hover over the word parents, then it will allow you to see the Virtual Wellness link. So I'm going to start sharing my other screen so that you can see the correct link. Just take one more second. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is the main TUSD website. Then, as I mentioned, you're going to hover over the word parents. And here towards the bottom, you're going to see classroom technology at the bottom, but Virtual Wellness Center is the second one from the bottom. And here is our introductory video for the Wellness Center.
Hi, I'm Mr. Doherty. I'm the counselor at Fern Elementary School. I just want to remind you guys that it's really important to take time out of your day to help you refocus. I know for Fernie, even our school mascot needs to take some time to refocus, and he does this by going to the new Virtual Wellness Center and using their calming tools.
Hello, my name is Julie Spector, and I'm one of the TUSD school counselors who services Carr and Walteria Elementary. And I'm so excited that TUSD is launching their wellness helpline and virtual wellness center. Our mental health is a pillar of our overall wellness, so we hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Angelica Jones, and I'm the school counselor at Towers Elementary School. During these past few months, we've all experienced constant change and high levels of stress. And because of that, I am so excited that Torrance is about to launch the TUSD Wellness Helpline and Virtual Wellness Center. What a fantastic resource, not only for our students and their families, but also for all the staff and their families within the district. So please take some time, go and visit, explore the site, and make sure to always take care of yourself.
Okay, so I'm going to end that. Let's see if we can go back to where we were. Oh, actually, let's keep it there. Okay, sorry about that. Can you still see the website? Okay, perfect. So if you scroll down after the video, you will see that it provides you a description of the website of the Wellness Center. And then just below, there are 3 icons. So you can click on 2 of our partners, which are Care Solace and TUSD Families Connected, which we will be discussing in just a second. But if you click on the first one, you will be able to click to get to the Virtual Wellness Center, which is here. And you are able to see all of these great categories and click on them at any time. It's at your fingertips 24/7 if you want to relax for a minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you would like. So I would recommend you bookmark the site, take a chance to look at it, explore at your leisure. Maybe during the holiday break, you could have your family look at it as well. And you're welcome to see different types of activities that you would like to explore. So if you want something on the go, there are apps that you can click on. So if you click on that area, there are some suggestions for apps that you could download onto your phone that will remind you to keep wellness in mind throughout the day in your life. Headspace is currently free for LA residents. So if you click on it and you note that you're an LA resident, you're able to sign up for free and have access to that app totally for free. Most of these are also free, but if you want extra features, then they may ask for signups of certain kinds. But Calm is a great one, Insight Timer. So those are more like reminding you to be mindful at certain times, or they may give you a meditation break, a minute, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. There's something for sleep, as we discussed how important sleep is for all of us. There's Stop, Breathe, Think. So we also talked about breathing, how important that can be for our lives and stress relief. Also down at the bottom, there are some electronic apps for coloring. So I know adults are getting also into coloring because it can be very relaxing, especially mandalas, because they have very specific lines, and concentration and focus can be helped, and it's a great stress reliever. Down below, there are some exercise ones, game apps, music, of course. So there are a lot of apps there for you to consider. Let me see if I can go back. Then there is a creativity section, a music section, breathing and guided meditation, exercise, journaling. There's a health and nutrition page as well, since we talked about food, puzzles and games. And of course, there are Building Bridges resource, which is a great TUSD
You
student
skipped my favorite one.
That was my last one. That's where I was going back to.
Okay.
We also have them categorized by age. And as I was going to mention, my favorite and Nettie's favorite is the relaxing pets and animals section, which we like to go to. Before I click on our favorite section, at the bottom, there is a section that you can open up if you would like to click on a specific school site. So if you want to click on your school site to see if they have also a calming room or a virtual wellness area at their school, you can click on your specific school to see what resources they have there as well. But we will click on our favorite section, the relaxing animals, to show you kind of what each category looks like, so that you can see that in each category, there are different things that you can access. So of course, the animal section, there's ocean life, farm animals, which are very cute, zoo animals that you can watch, pets. We all like different types of pets. So we put birds, cats, dogs, right? And there are also some great live webcams here that you can watch from different parts of the state, city, and world. And also
Panda Cam is great. Panda Cam is great.
there are great resources. And I know this is Nettie's favorite, so I'm going to share it with you just so you have an idea of a tip. This is a great one. It's very relaxing. It's a live jelly cam. They're very slow moving and very artistic. So it can be very relaxing to watch some of these videos. So as I mentioned, I would recommend, if you can, put it, bookmark it on your desktop, so that if you ever have a moment where you just need a second to relax, this can be a great option for you to explore and keep handy, so that you can access different types of wellness resources. So I will go back here and just hopefully you never have to access them, but there are some crisis resources that are available. So if you click on the yellow one, if there's ever anybody in your family that needs access to any crisis resources, you can click on this, and there are suicide prevention, text lines, disaster hotlines. There's the Trevor Project phone.
I'm so sorry, Nancy. I just want to specify that the disaster hotline and disaster distress hotline includes our current pandemic as a disaster. It's not just, like hurricanes and fires.
Yes, exactly. There is also a DMH helpline for anybody who wants to talk about mental health, or they also have a warm line where people can talk about COVID-related issues. So these are both here. So if there's ever any need for that, feel free to do so. And then this yellow one at the bottom, that's at the bottom of all pages, is the wellness helpline. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I will give Nettie the opportunity to tell us a little bit more about what we just launched as well.
Thank you so much. So we're very, very happy and excited to have launched the Wellness Helpline. It is available weekdays, Mondays through Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it is manned by our school-based mental health professionals, mostly our interns and also our therapists at the high school. And you can call anytime between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., or you can always send an email as well. The phone number is 424-757-4190. And of course, if you think about calling and it's off hours, please go ahead and call and leave a message, and they'll call you back the next day during the helpline hours. You can also email, it's tusdwellness@tusd.org. And if you have questions about mental health or community resources, social, emotional, or wellness, we're more than happy to get you some of those resources and answer your questions. We also, with the community resources, there's also a lot of great information if you or a family member has lost a job, or has had a great reduction in hours and needs help with food or and other resources. Those resources are available as well. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. Also, we want to talk about, I'm going to talk about Care Solace really quickly. So Care Solace is a trusted vetted mental health and substance abuse resources with personalized one-on-one connection to agencies that take your insurance. So if you're looking for mental health help for yourself or even a family member, you can go directly to the Care Solace website. It asks you a few questions and even asks your insurance, and we'll find someone in the area that accepts your insurance. Also, the other thing to know about when we say vetted, it means they've looked before they go are on this website. They vet them to make sure there aren't a lot of any questions with licensing, any questions with lawsuits, things like that. If there are those kinds of questions, they don't make it onto this resource. Also, there's a place on the website where you can actually contact them and they will do all the quote unquote heavy lifting. You could just tell them, I'm looking for someone to help my child with mental health issues, and they will do all the heavy lifting for you, ask you a few questions, and they will be able to get you hopefully an appointment with someone within a week.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to show them South Bay Families Connected? I didn't.
Sorry, whoops. Let's see if it works for us.
This is TUSD Families Connected.
Okay, so let me make sure we share the correct screen. Here we go. So here, do you guys see the website? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So this is, if you go to TUSD Families Connected, it's a splash page that is has some information about our district, and as well has the South Bay Families Connected link right here. Once you get here, you're able to access TUSD parent engagement resources and events. Our TUSD Project Hope, which is through the PTA, our Building Bridges project, Foster Youth and McKinney-Vento Services. Our virtual wellness center is now here, so you can also access it through here. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see that we have PSAs that we created last school year in the spring regarding mental health stigma. Actually, wasn't it a year ago? Not just last spring, right?
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
Over a year ago, not just this past spring.
Time flies, tempest fidgets.
So these are great little videos that some of our students were a part of, and Nettie was too in one of them. So they we're trying to reduce the mental health stigma in our community, because we know that mental health is also health. So if you'd like to watch the videos, they're short, they're less than 5 minutes. Also, you can access, as Nettie described, Care Solace. And there's access to sexual health information, confidential services guide, and this website, these are the resources from the website that are accessible as well through here. They have fostering social emotional wellness in their community. There's distance learning information, inclusivity in the community. They have videos about substance use, vaping information, both for parents and teens, and they have great resources in a variety of different areas. So if you, I'll click on the teen one just at this time so that you can kind of see what some of the topics are that are available as we're talking about stress relief at this time. They have a 6-minute little video from a staff member at one of our South Bay schools that talks about stress relief and meditation. There's also free apps and videos to help them de-stress. Some 1-minute tips that they can look at here in terms of listening to music, shaping their mindset, keeping their goals visible, different things like that. This is a longer video, about 20 minutes, on how to stay motivated. And then here are some other videos that are helpful for them to kind of explore their passions. So music, pets, it looks like, connecting with self-care, acting kind and positive in the community, things that they might be able to get involved in. There's some information again about mental health. So that was linked also to our topic as well. There's also another topic on empathy, understanding, and inclusivity and bullying. There's more information about substance use prevention. And then big topics for our adolescents are sometimes body image. Unfortunately, parents may be divorcing, relationships in general for them, grief, LGBTQ issues that they may be facing, also suicide prevention resources that we discussed as well. And I will take you, hopefully not scrolling too quickly to make you dizzy. There's also parenting resources on similar topics as well, but you can see that there's coronavirus support there. There's information about social emotional wellness tools that parents can use. So there's parenting resources for community type related inclusive community for all youth, so kind of including the community, and specifically resources for social emotional wellness with your kids depending on their age levels. And then there are some other topics. So it's great. Social media and technology, traumatic events, which may be relevant, opioid awareness. Vaping is a big topic, unfortunately, in our community, but also nationwide. Vaping has increased dramatically, and it's very helpful for parents to be aware of kind of what's out there, what to know, what to look for, and also some information that you might be able to discuss with your kids so that they understand that they do contain tobacco, that it can be addictive, that it is very similar to smoking, and also knowing that what there are other things involved. So some students are not only vaping tobacco or nicotine, but marijuana and THC. So it can be something that can be a lot more addictive and have other consequences. Also, stress is a huge one, not just stress because of COVID, but academic stress, dealing with college and friends, family situations. So there are a lot of great options and topics here that you can click on. College readiness, that's stressful as well. So it definitely can be helpful. So there are a lot of great resources here, and there's great videos, and there's an opportunity to participate in an ongoing monthly parent chat through South Bay Families Connected. So you can see that there are some great resources here. You can always sign up as well for their newsletter, and every month they send you a newsletter about what's new on the website, what speaker they may have for that month. So that you can participate. And then that's available for all Torrance families, and it's also available to Torrance families that are in the South Bay community and as a whole. So I will stop sharing this screen and go back to our other screen. And here we go. So we wanted to end our presentation today with something relaxing and calming for everyone. As we're talking about the holidays, which can be stressful just in themselves, but with COVID, we wanted to leave you with something calming so that you can remember to take a moment out of your day. We appreciate your time today, and we wanted to give you a moment of relaxation that you might be able to remember and take with you as you move forward in your day today. So let's see if our technology works for us. If not, I may have to switch screens again. Yep, at least there's an ad right now. Hold on. There we go. Skip ad. And
If you like, take a moment to pause and mindfully breathe and let everything else go.
Nancy, you need to unmute yourself so we can hear it.
Do this again. Fill up, expand with your inhale, and let go. relax with your exhale. Continue breathing like this, and as you do, perhaps feel your body soften, your muscles let loose, and your mind calm. Simply notice the sensations of your breath. And by paying attention, your breath leads your mind's attention and relaxes you further. Allow your thoughts to come and go, just like the rise and fall of your breath. Simply be here now with your breath for this short pause to relax. Connect with this feeling of calm within you. And when you are ready, open your eyes again. You can take this pause to free yourself from stress anytime you need, as many times as you need. Thank you for practicing with me. Here at the Mindful Movement, we are an oasis.
So we wanted to thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to discuss wellness, and we wish you the best as you go forward in this holiday season. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.